People hate us. And I don't know why.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
Yep, you want your boy? Go pick him up. He's over here, on a fucking concrete where I left him.
I am not going to be a mouthpiece for language that I detest.
On an individual level, we have to learn that they are vile.
Not worth calories.
And you're Gen Z, and you won't date me.
The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know.
Gentlemen, welcome. Please find a seat and relax. We have a lot to discuss. Welcome one and all. I'm KC.
And I am DC.
And we are two goddamn gentlemen, bringing to you this and 59 weeks before this a celebration of all things goddamn gentlemanly.
I'd agree with that. I think we've done that. You're right.
Head over to twogoddamngentlemen.com to vote on gentlemen, as well as find link to our Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, which gains you access into the live Discord during all free and bonus episodes. DC, if you would please read back the minutes to last week's meeting.
Gladly, KC. Last week we had Joseph Kallinger, a fatherly son type of guy, we found out. Not a gentleman, though. Surprising. -9, actually. And Dennis Rodman, my gentleman of the week. Totally a gentleman, Casey, so suck that. +6. It's kind of, that was way less than I thought Dennis Rodman would get. But
it's a good job by you, but I'll also just point out that Joseph Kallinger, I think, officially the most forgettable gentleman ever. Incredible. I've already forgotten who he is. I've already forgotten what he is, what he did, anything.
He took his son out on the serial killer spree, and that's all I remember about him too. And he looks like an uglier Mike Golick, if you can believe that.
He got rid of that pesky second kid. I remember him.
Yeah, he sure did. Anyway, not a gentleman, as it would turn out. Casey, we teased it last week, and these guys were in a heated race, both for Ultimate Miscreant and Ultimate Gentleman. They are the presidential candidates from last year, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. You can guess which one is fighting for which position, or if you've been listening to the show, you already know. Or if you have half a brain, you already know. Donald Trump was sitting atop the rankings. He had knocked Mel Gibson off, but had Harry Vox hot on his trail along with Steven Crowder. Casey, here's how it shook out. I'd love to do the honors here. Steven Crowder, my boy, ended up third place with a +91. Harry Vox made a huge resurgence.
Annoying.
But not enough.
Plus the intro.
+101. Yeah, he did. +101 for Harry Vox. He'll finish second place. Donald J. Trump, your man, your nominee, and your favorite president, I've heard. +184. He'll graduate on top, Casey, and he'll be the new emeritus ultimate gentleman. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to him. It's a momentous day.
It is. It is, and I can't believe it's been a year since we nominated them. It feels like 4.
It does feel like 4.
So, good job by DJT to get to the top. What about the bottom 3, DC? And I wish the images were in the other order because I would have played it, but now you can set this one up.
Oh, no worries, man. In the bottom 3, we had Jake Paul at a -204, Casey. He makes it into the -200s. Congratulations to him. In second place.
Yes. Good job, Jake.
In second place, Joe Biden. He didn't do enough. He got another 60 votes last week, but he only made it to -425. So thank you to all those who tried. But Joe Biden will officially retire at a -425. 425. Tommy Tudor, still emeritus miscreant at a staggering minus 499. It's ridiculous.
And there you go. There's Trump just in all his happiness. Looks great. Looks great.
Totally didn't steal that from anywhere. I don't know what that watermark is on the bottom right. Probably something. Probably something fine. Probably something fine. KC, I did go out of order, so I apologize for doing that. I don't really have any updates except not guilty. Kyle Rittenhouse. Thank you. Thank you. And it's International Men's Day, which we all know was invented by women so they can tell men how we can be better at being women allies. Did you see that tweet from UN today?
No, what was that?
They said, Happy International Men's Day to all men allies, non-traditional gender polar, something. It was something like yeah, it was like, congratulations to all men who don't act like men. Happy International Men's Day to people who don't identify as men. It's like, what the fuck is this? Thank you. It's like, we didn't ask for your holiday in the first place, and we don't believe you. Like, when women come up and they're like, oh, it's International Men's Day. Like, no, it's not. No, it's not. We don't believe you.
You know what you're supposed to do? You clearly haven't done it yet. Kill yourself.
Oh, yeah, that would make it. Yeah, get killed on the job site, like 94% of others who are men.
Or commit suicide. That's our thing. That's our thing. No matter what they want to say.
And murder, to be honest. That's our thing too.
We wipe out people
killing
at a
is our thing.
level.
Yeah. Killing is our thing, and that's kind of the point of how we got the power in the first place. But, you know, we don't have to explain that, do we? We don't have to explain that yet. But we're getting there.
If we do all kill ourselves, no one will
Oh my
us.
God, you're going to jail. Okay. All right. Who? You? You're taking me to jail? Good luck. Good luck, sweetheart. All right. KC, without further ado, please, I need to know who is your gentleman tonight.
All right,
Somebody rememberable?
Yeah, he's definitely rememberable.
Good.
DC, this is going to be one of my shortest nominations in history because it's a slam dunk, gentlemen. It's like it's a slam. I can only think of sports terms. It's a slam dunk. It's a layup. It's a hole in one, DC.
Okay,
which is probably not the best terminology for a man born January of 1953, Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, he's a famous businessman, DC.
Yeah, he is a famous businessman. He looks rich. He looks, well put together. The man behind him is very bald. It's unfortunate.
Super bald.
How do you not know? Okay. How do you not know?
Go ahead.
How do you, how do you not know that if someone surprises you with a picture from behind, this is what they're going to get? And nobody wants that, man.
Mr. Epstein, move. I want Chief Unser's autograph from Sons of Anarchy. Get out of my way.
Yeah. Hey, say it. Say Inconceivable. I love that movie. That's the best. Thank you.
Oh, man. All right, so Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Born in the early parts of 1953. By the time he's 21 years old, he starts teaching physics because a gentleman is smart as fuck.
Oh, shit.
Starts teaching math, both at the Dalton School, which is on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. And while he was there...
That's ironic that he's good at math.
The problem is
like
he's always
such a
squaring.
low number.
He's always squaring every number. He fucks up by the fact that
16 is his favorite number because it's just like perfect. 4, that's a square. That goes to 2. Mwah, love it. 16. Nothing higher.
The perfect number. In the summer of 74, he's teaching these classes, and he meets one of the fathers of one of his students.
Okay.
The guy's name is Alan Greenberg. He's the CEO of Bear Stearns.
That checks out.
1976, he leaves his job as a teacher, goes to work for Bear Stearns, and he starts moving his way up. He starts as a trader, moves up into a limited partnership role.
That's the sketchiest shit of all time.
What's that? The teacher leaves the teaching job?
Yeah, some student's parent comes and talks to the teacher, and he leaves to become a fucking trader, like a stock trader or day trader, or what the fuck?
And he was young as fuck, too. He's smart.
Yeah.
He's the Theo Epstein of legal business moves.
There you go.
So Jeffrey founds, in 1981, 5 years after he begins this career, he founds his own company. And it's a consulting firm that brings in a bunch of rich people as clients, and it's an immediate success. Throughout the 80s, he starts working with this guy, Stephen Hoffenberg, and Hoffenberg, totally above board, maybe pled guilty at some point to some charges from the SEC. Not huge money involved in that. It was like $500 million. It's fine. But Stephen's a good guy to know. So by the 90s, Jeffrey is now running all kinds of big shit. His management firm includes the CEO of Victoria's Secret, right? Which, again, makes a lot of sense. So early 2000s, he is investing all kinds of money in all kinds of these really great charities, except for this one that turns out to be the thing that causes the company to go under when 2008 happens and the stock market crashes. And it turns out that was a thing that had been...
he had all his money in Babies R Us. Just went under. No one could have seen it coming.
He invested all of his money in Lincoln Logs the year the Game Boy came out. Oh, no!
Oh, I heard he invested his Lincoln Logs into Game Boys. Whatever.
You always need that connecting wire so you could play with friends. So, speaking of that kind of thing, March 2005, there's these unseemly allegations from a 14-year-old about Epstein, something to do with a massage.
5 years ago. They write themselves.
So yeah, these accusations come out, something to do with a massage at the Palm Beach mansion, whatever. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, didn't you always get tense when you were 14? You needed a massage. I've never needed a massage until I was like 31. Maybe. All the times before that, it was inappropriate. It was inappropriate touching.
Now, I believe that nothing happened, DC, because our gentleman certainly wouldn't. But
yeah, he probably made whatever they had going on worse.
It is alleged that he was receiving the massages, is what I'm led to believe.
Oh.
Yeah, not exactly the same thing. So,
well, that's fine.
Yeah, so that's okay. So May 2006, he gets arrested. What? Multiple counts of unlawful sex acts with a minor. It's thrown to a grand jury from the Attorney General. They hear only from one accuser. They return an indictment. It's one count of soliciting prostitution. Very little comes of it. He kind of gets away with it. Right. But after that, the FBI is like, we'll take a peek. We'll take a look.
Yeah, but there was a significant withdrawal from his bank that was divisible by 12. We don't know what really happened, but we do know that. That's a nice round number.
Do you think he embezzled money? Yeah. How much? I don't know. A low number would be my guess.
Oh, but there was $600,000 taken out of his bank, and anyway.
The local candy store blew up there. A huge quarter.
Candy store. That he owned. Yeah. Go figure.
Naturally. It was in his bedroom. So it's on his plane. Summer of 2007. Investigators, they look like they're going to indict him. His legal team is working with the eventual U.S. Attorney General under Trump, who got accused of not listening to victims in this case and then had to resign. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. So he's the ultimate gentleman. It's fine.
What kind of accusation is that? Think about that. hey, you didn't listen to them at all.
And, well, I didn't exactly detail that well.
Get this guy.
That was a gloss over point for me. But what happened was
really
there was
funny.
a plea deal that he didn't tell the victims about. Ooh. So this plea deal comes through, and the victims are like, hey, man, what the fuck? What was that plea deal? That came back to bite him in the ass later on. So anyway, so there's a few more accusations. Not exactly sure what it was all about. I know that at some point in the late 2010s, he was arrested. I think he had a fake ID, something innocent, as far as I know, and then ended up getting beaten up by his cellmate and then dying completely legitimately. So, goddamn gentleman.
Hey, that image will come up again later. That's what he got arrested for, was having a fake ID on him?
Maybe I confused that with some other charges. Maybe. I don't know. I kind of glossed over it. It seemed
No,
like
I
nothing.
believe you.
It seemed like nothing. I think
it's a total tax
I think he
taking down Al Capone thing.
Exactly. He that's actually what it was. You know, he was transporting alcohol over state lines. That's what he was doing, and he got arrested.
Well, as long as it's not an AK, then that's fine. Don't
yeah.
take one of those across state lines, or else you might get not guilty. Oh!
AR-15s, way too old for Jeffrey.
This guy on Twitter was like, "Oh, there's going to be all these like copycat Rittenhouses now at all these protests." I'm like, "Oh man, I hope so." Are you kidding me? We could only be so lucky. Hey, here's a bit of advice for every person in the entire world. Treat everybody as if they're packing. There you go.
That would help. That would help.
Yeah, and if you can get yourself to believe that, then you should pack yourself. Don't be an idiot.
Although I don't think that was a mystery for the second and third guy, so maybe it won't help.
Yeah. Whoops.
All right.
There goes my bicep.
DC, I made a very quick gentleman because, like you should assume, I came packing with honoraries.
I assume that.
Oh
man, hold on. Let me grab my pen.
We missed the ladies show last week.
Uh-huh.
And I have a whole bunch of ladies too. And
Okay.
I'm bringing it all. I'm bringing it all. DC, here we go.
I can't wait. Let's do it.
Honorary time. We're going to begin with a series of images. DC.
Okay.
Image number 1. Here we have a young. Is it Gen Z? The young kids now. The influencers.
Yeah.
A Gen Zer telling us how it should be. DC, we all know this. Landlords
Or
should get a real
neo-boomers?
job. Yeah, that might be it. Landlords should get a real job. Stop relying on other people's money. Agreed. Good point.
That is a great point.
We have a reply from a gentleman. Tenants should get a real job and buy their own place and stop relying on other people's property. Oh, rude.
Boom.
Here's a gentleman. DC Adam got himself a brand new Evo. Looks nice. Let's see how it's going. Oh, man.
Evan. The police, dude. If you end up on the police Twitter, there's like nothing good about that.
No, that's a poor ending to any story.
Because then the cops are trolling you. If the cops are trolling you, fuck, man.
The only way this would have been a worse accident, if there was a dog in the car. Next up.
Yo, that dog burned to death. Just so everyone knows. And the first responders just had to sit there and watch, like, until the fire trucks got there, because they're not allowed to pull people out, apparently. Like, no, Good Samaritan law. No. We're not allowed. Wait till the fire truck gets here.
Some guy's running toward the car with buns and ketchup. Like, that's not what it is.
Oh, no. Am I early? Oh, I'm early. I feel so embarrassed. It's a hot dog, though, right? Too soon. Too soon. It's still alive.
Oh, fucking A. All right, DC, next up. We have a really good story. City bans men from applying for street sweeper job. And I had read a quote about this. The mayor was quoted as saying, women just clean better.
It's the only vehicle that doesn't top 25. So what do you want from us? Oh, that's really funny.
Good, I like that one. All right, let's see. What is
But
next?
bans men. Can you, okay, just imagine the opposite. How does that not cross anybody's mind? It's like, well, it seems kind of hypocritical, right?
No.
It's a lot of money, and everyone else is men. All the applicants are men. Like, not a single woman wants to do this.
Yeah, there's only trans women that want to do it.
We do have 3 women waiting on this job response, though. Does that? I mean, that's their their job application.
They're not doing
to this.
All right, DC. My final second to last image before we get into the videos. As I said, this is kind of a dump of a lot of honoraries that I've been saving up for a while. Here's a fun tweet from Pam Keith, DC. On 1/6/2021, 9/11 ceased being the worst thing that happened to America in my lifetime. It's really weird and painful to process and say that, but it's the truth. And quite frankly, it's not even close. I think today's worse now. Rittenhouse Day is now worse, so now 9/11 is the third worst.
Yes.
Yeah, 9/11 is now the third worst day, but I didn't know if you heard that update, so I just wanted to let you know.
Oh, God. That's terrible because she's from Florida. That's the worst part about it. So she should know better.
You mispronounced predictable. DC, here we go.
And she wrote that on September 11th. That's
like
so much more crass.
I've been sitting on that one since September 11th. Yeah. All right. So, last image, DC. I want to go through this with you because I'd like to learn more about you, my best friend. DC, this is from a high school social studies course. It's a chart. Racism scale. Where do you fall?
This is from school? High school?
Certainly is.
Why?
Now, DC, there's categories. From left to right, we have overt racism, subconscious racism, justification, denial, white savior, woke justification, awareness, allyship, and accomplice. Those are all the levels of racist.
I'm very confused. I thought that, clearly I'm in denial. But white savior and woke justification, I thought those were the same thing.
Well, I'll go through some of the levels. We'll go from left to right. I won't read them all. You can pick out some if you can make it out. I know it's a little blurry.
Okay.
But I just picked out a few. So starting in that overt racist category.
Yeah, right.
We've got the really, whites are the superior race.
Oh, I'm not in denial. Oh, shit. I thought I was in denial. All right. What's the next one? Maybe it's like a spectrum, and I fall somewhere.
We've got, I think so. I think you might fall on a few. Whites are the superior race moving through This Is God's Will.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I'm not that. No.
I'm not racist, but...
Nah, that's a cop-out. Own it.
This is one... Do you think this is a white person or a black person that wrote this?
A white.
Just
white.
The word
It's always white.
Thugs. That's it. That's the word. Just the word thugs.
Like thugs. They say that instead of the
using
N-word?
the term thugs. Yeah, exactly.
I would have thought N-word like uses the N-word derogatively and on purpose to hurt people's feelings. Like that is what I think a racist is.
You are white. You are assumed. They assume you use that word no matter where you fall on the scale.
To my white friends, as a term of endearment, as it's supposed to be used. Am I confused here?
Let's continue.
I understand when not to use it, when it will offend somebody.
That's right. I just don't like ghetto. I don't see color.
I don't see color. That's funny. That's a good one.
I have black friends. Whites were slaves too. That's a good level. It's a good level of racist. Who lives on just that level alone? Not on any other.
Whatever. There's slaves now. There's slaves now. Like, that's what I hate the most. It's like, there's definitely slaves now. They're just all in China. And no one gives a fuck about it. No one cares. I don't care.
Nobody cares.
Look at this. See this? Love this thing. Not ever getting rid of it. Never. I'm never getting rid of it.
DC, this is a level that you were just kind of alluding to a little bit. If we can't use the N-word, they shouldn't either. There's only... Now we're getting more into the more inclusive side, the side you want to be on. There's only one race, the human race.
Jess, hold on. Our chat's getting anti-woke here. Getting a little bit.
DC, the best one you can be. I will put my safety, health, and freedom on the line to fight for people of color. I will let them lead and try not to be at the center.
Okay. There's a lot of things wrong with this, first and foremost. Like, anybody in the Army, like, even if they're the most racist, like, Southern piece of garbage, if you say, like, yeah, you're here for Americans, they're like, yeah! They don't care. Like, they know.
No, they don't give a shit.
They're putting their safety, health, and freedom on the line. So, yeah, that's stupid. And also, let them lead. Like, that's the strategy of the racists. Like, now they're leading, for sure. Like, they're going to do this first. A new medication? Yeah. Tell them they'll pay them $100. You'll get a lot. I'm telling you, $100. You know how much crack $100 will buy? Neither do I, but probably a lot. Probably a lot. Neither do I, because my shirt is ironed and I have a tie on, so that's how you know I don't know.
All right, DC. Final image for me. And this is a fun text exchange. If you would just read it, it's good.
Okay. Somebody who owns the phone says, take pics, insurance purposes. Will do. Says the other person, I hope her car came out worse. Then the picture comes, and the car is scratched to shit, but it looks like a whole bunch of different, like, unrelated shit.
Yeah, it's a mess.
And then,
it's just a mess.
and then someone, like, scratched over it with a little purple drawing tool. For some reason, I don't know. And they're dumpy, and they're in the reflection to the top right of that purple thing. And I love that. They look like a sack of potatoes. And then they say...
before you read on...
yeah.
Or the blurred out part is the person taking the photo. Continue.
Oh, yeah. She goes, she looks like a fat cunt in the reflection. That's my Nan.
You insulted Nan, too. You called Nan dumpy.
Yeah, she is dumpy. I don't care. I don't know who the fuck this person is or who her Nan is. Work out, Nan.
All right, DC. Image is done. Video time.
Oh,
we just went past Halloween. I know what your kid's dressed up as.
Here we have our adorable COVID-19 vaccine, but we added a twist. We added the booster. We put an actual kid's booster, my son's booster, on the back of the costume.
What?
Terrible.
We put the actual booster on the back of the costume?
They put a booster seat on the back of the costume.
Oh, that's what that was.
That's what that was. Video number 2. We're going to fly through these. Our current administration, they just get it, DC.
I agree.
We got infrastructure passed in the House. Time for Build Back Better. That's what I'm about. So, Mr. President, Madam Speaker, House Democrats, let's do this.
Pause.
Yeah.
Oh, go back, Casey. Go back.
Go back. Yeah.
What was the whole, like, awesomeness about Kamala Harris? About, like, how black she was?
Isn't that that's Nancy?
Is that Nancy Pelosi?
Yeah, that's Nancy.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I have a problem with how young she looks. She should not. She cannot raise her arms that high. That smile looks natural. We know that her smile is welded on. So
don't insult Skeletor; she'll hurt you.
This is insulting to my childhood, Casey. I love Schoolhouse Rock, and this is a fucking travesty. I'm so angry that you played this for me.
I'm a bill with critical and historic investments in childcare, healthcare, climate care, immigration, and more. And it's all paid for. So come on, let's do this. You better pass me.
That better be from the other side as satire. It's all paid for, as if money just comes from the ether and not my paycheck every 2 weeks. And sometimes every other last Friday when it's not a... What the hell was the person who wrote that song?
No, it's paid for, DC. It's paid for.
You know what I'm also offended by? The producer of that, the writer of the lyrics was paid for.
Yeah.
Somebody paid that person, presumably a woman, to write all those lyrics that were not musically... Like, the point of the cartoon was for stupid adults and children to understand what bills are and how bills get passed through legislature and then the Senate. This means nothing. Like, not even...
It's advertising.
These are supposed to be for stupid adults.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
Voting ads are supposed to be simple and stupid. This was like, and we're going to have it all done, and we're going to get it through the legislature, and we're going to have it all paid for, and everybody's going to have health care if you go to www.healthcare.org.gov. Sorry, I meant .gov. Like, what are those words? What the fuck is this cartoon? I'm so... Whatever.
Oh,
Show me the next thing to piss me off.
You know, the marketing behind it too is like, well, we really need the young voter to be behind this bill. What do they love? They love Schoolhouse Rock. Let's make a fucking terrible version of that. Let's do that.
Yeah, what do the kids love these days? Schoolhouse Rock. No.
Oh
my Lord.
All right. No, the next one, nothing's going to piss you off. We'll leave kids out of this one. Mm-hmm. Just kidding.
I want to talk about something kind of controversial that I've been thinking about. I think all kids over the age of 12 should be able to get vaccinated without a parent. I've even heard of 23-year-olds not being able to get vaccinated because their parents are, like, super religious, which is stupid. Religion shouldn't stop you from getting vaccinated.
You heard about that, did you?
Sorry. Is there a way we can, like, rally together and start some sort of movement to allow kids to get vaccinated without their parents' consent? Because that would be a game changer. Anyway, let me know what you think.
Nope, that view didn't help at the end, I gotta tell you.
No,
it didn't. We didn't forget.
Let's just, Chat says, let's just impregnate children. They are impregnable. They are impregnable at like 13 sometimes, younger than that. We've all watched Game of Thrones. We know how this works.
That's right.
Guys, Jesus, this is so stupid. I've even heard of a 23-year-old.
What was that part?
That still wets the bed. Like, who the fuck cares about the retarded 23-year-old that's still on their parents' health care, and that's why they couldn't get the vaccine? Oh, wait, no, it's not, because they're all free because it's a scam.
That's right. Yeah. No, it's a 23-year-old can't get the vaccine because of their parents' religion. What? You sure? Oh, because they didn't... well, my parents didn't unlock the door. They're very religious, so they didn't unlock the door for me to get out. It's 23. What? 23. Bro, I was fighting like drunk Russian men with knives and shit when I was 19. These guys are like 23 and they can't get... whatever. Get the vaccine?
Whatever.
No, Jesus hates the vaccine.
Jesus hates the vaccine, and also he hates the blacks. Don't tell them, though, because they're very, very motivated by him for some reason. I don't know why, but they're very motivated by him. So just let sleeping dogs lie. Anyway.
Holy shit. All right, here's a little palate cleanser. Here's Joe Biden talking about something negative, but not realizing it in context and approaching it like it's positive.
Do you ever think you'd be paying this much for a gallon of gas? In some parts of California, they're paying $4.50 a gallon.
Nice! Good job.
Can you believe it? It's great.
Oops.
It's 5 now. Yeah, I
think they can get it to 10.
Dude, when Obama was in office in 2009, I think it was, gas was like 4 something in Utah. And we knew California was already in the 5s then. So
yeah.
I don't know. Fuck. This guy wanted to shut down all the pipes, and then now that it's a problem, he's going to open it right back up. Brilliant.
DC.
Comedy.
Ready for a true story?
Nope.
When my ex-husband and I were in college, we went to the grocery store one afternoon. We were in the yogurt aisle, and I was getting some yogurt. Down the other side of the aisle comes this woman who could best be described as Mama June's long-lost sister.
That's the best way you could have described her?
Hold on. Trying to describe. She's like super hot. And Mama June's like real mad about it, and that's why they're estranged. But she's going to show her sister by putting her daughter through all the beauty pageants. Oh, my daughter will be the most beautiful. That's a terrible example.
It was a bad job. And she does it again immediately after, where she says the best way. And it's definitely not the best way. I can understand why she has an ex-husband based on the way she talks. Let's continue.
I know.
Her cart is full of items that could best be classified as the old Roy of people food.
That's the best way?
Tombstone pizzas, pizza rolls, corn dogs, taquitos, enough Mountain Dew and Pepsi to drown Noah's Ark. And Honey Boo Boo Child with her said, "Mom, can we have some yogurt?" Child seemed nice, and hey, he was interested in getting something nutritious unlike the rest of that sludge that is in the cart. But Mom wasn't having it. She said, "We aren't getting any of that liberal yogurt stuff."
Who edited
Liberal yogurt stuff. This was in Terre Haute, Indiana.
Awesome.
Are we surprised? And at the Kroger on Wabash Avenue.
Not at the Kroger on Wabash Avenue! Not at that Kroger. That's the Kroger I go to.
Oh, my God. Oh, dude. That, I hope. Now when I watch these things, because I've given up hope on the internet. I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
I'm looking at all of it as if everybody's just lying for the benefit of comedy. And it's great. It makes it so much better. Better.
They're lying about everything for the benefit of comedy in too few cases, I think.
Yeah, but I just turn everything into comedy. So now the internet is great again. Because I can't handle that people really have opinions like this.
Well, DC, I'm happy that you said that.
Yeah.
Because in the order in which I have arranged these honoraries, I am going to bring you a classic internet-style video to cleanse your palate again. And this is a classic short video, 3-act play.
Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Oh, man, that cow came out of nowhere and then just went right for the cyclist. That's going to be a theme today, too. That's good.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, bicyclists fucking up cows.
That's usually how it goes. All right, DC, next up.
Yeah.
What happens when the need to be offended runs headfirst in the need to be posting content all the time?
TikTok.
Nothing good.
This is really far from a fully articulated thought, but it's interesting to me that like everyone's favorite guys right now, which I would say is this guy and Jack Harlow, are like white guys who are comfortable in black environments.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Do you know what I'm saying?
No!
This is not a fully articulated thought, but there's something about that.
That's generous at best.
That's
not a full thought. Like, fuck the articulating part of it. That wasn't even a full... Like, you know what I really fucking hate? White people who get along with black people. Because that really just fucks up my narrative. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying?
That's a good way to put it.
Fucking cunt. I hate... like, they're the problem.
Bad.
Idiot.
So bad. Here's a good one, though.
I don't believe
not black
you.
Person, not black.
That's not
what I meant. Here's a good video. Coming up next, DC. Finally, some pronouns that I can get behind.
My friend is so cool to come to my party. It's exciting to get to know it better. It's drinking a raspberry tea, which I've heard is its favorite. If you want to get it a refill, it's using the mason jar. It didn't have to dress itself up for my party, but it looks great, so I'm not mad. It should be really proud of itself for trying on these new pronouns. I know I'm proud of it.
Yes, it always does drink out of the toilet bowl. Leave it alone.
Yeah. Yes, it does have father issues. It's fine. Yes, it does. They always do, don't they? Idiots.
Doesn't it's?
Does it? No, Casey, you need to. That was bigoted, what you just said. It was either bigoted or poor grammar, both of which I'm offended by, and both of which I think should get you canceled from food.
Oh, man. All right, next up, it's time to learn something about LGBT rights. None of this seems to apply to the way I think about it, but you could learn something.
Whatever happened to
Let me tell you something about LGBTQ rights, about trans rights. This is only going in one direction. You will respect us.
Like my dick.
You can be upset.
Nope.
You can be angry.
Nope.
You can think it's unfair.
Nope.
You can feel like we're stealing something from you.
Nope.
But it's still only going in one direction. You will respect us.
Nope.
Listen, white guy that couldn't hack it as a white guy. Here's the thing. We're not worried about what you're taking from us, right? It's not our bathrooms we're trying to defend here. It's our women. We're trying to defend our women from weird men that just have like infiltrated them and like, no, stop, dudes. Hey, guys, stop. And then the women are like, that's not a man. Like, oh, shit, they're fucking crazy. I forgot. They're fucking crazy. They're just going to let them do this, aren't they? Yep, they're going to let them do this. Oh, how many voters is that going to cost us? Oh, fuck. Okay. All right, well, let's rethink the strategy, everyone. Call Milo Yiannopoulos. Is he still gay? Did you figure it out?
No, he's fixing that. That's what he said. DC, good news.
Yeah.
We have another Board of Ed meeting where they're talking about mask mandates.
Just makes me furious that we're in this position. If I were a parent of a young child, I don't know what I would do. But I don't think we should put our parents in that position. And if there's any way between now and the beginning of school that we can get this changed, I hope we can. Because it's just not okay for kids to commit murder by coming to school without a mask. And when it comes down to it, it's possible.
It's possible for a child to commit murder. It is possible. I heard about one time, Casey, this kid went to school and he went right up to his teacher who was like super fat and also 85 years old. And he went up to this teacher and he grabbed him by the shirt and he just went and just started like coughing all his COVID that he knew he had into the man's mouth. And then he stabbed him in the throat because that's the only way a kid could commit murder. You fucking idiot.
No, that's I bet that teacher died from COVID. All right, this is one of my favorite honoraries, DC.
Okay.
NASCAR wrapped up their season this past weekend. And for those of you 99% of the world that don't know, there's not one series of NASCAR, there's three. So you got the Cup Series that everybody knows about. You know, that's where like Tony Stewart was and Jeff Gordon, all those guys, Dale Earnhardt. Right. And then you've got the Xfinity Series, which is one level below that, and then the Truck Series, where they race in dumb-looking trucks. Anyway, this guy named Ben Rhodes wins the Truck Championship. Afterwards, him and his crew, his family, his friends, they all go and get drunk in the pits and around the track and celebrating the title. And then it's time for a press conference.
Nice.
Let me say something here. Libations are good. Championship's awesome. And this is going to be the weirdest press conference ever.
No, that was wrong. It was the best press conference ever. It wasn't weird at all. It was actually great. He gets asked a question.
What was the question? So, okay, wait a minute. I know what the question was. It was, how did I get to... Okay, so here's how this happened. My crew chief gave me this adjustment with some lower air pressures.
Colder
because
tires.
I said, hey, this isn't going to happen.
Not a thing.
I can't win the race the way this is. They're beating me on the restarts. He pumped me up, didn't work out the second stage, took me back down. So I watched Zane Smith and all these people drive away from me. I'm freaking out on the inside because we had radio issues and I couldn't talk to them. So I'm like really angry. I was pissed. And let me say something. I got the mic so I can say it anyways.
What do you say, I'm gonna let you finish. Oh wait, I'm talking.
Oh wait, I'm the one talking.
I'm gonna let me finish.
So he's on a roll. Let's let him go.
And here's how this went down. I said, Zane Smith, this is checkers or wreckers. I'm gonna blow the motor trying to catch you. Boom, boom, boom. And
that's awesome. That's what I did. That's exactly it.
That's how that went down. So he's chasing a championship. Talk us through it. And there's a great line at the end from the NASCAR press coordinator.
So I passed him. Sheldon Creed tried to get all, funky with me. And I said, ain't happening, Mama Jamma. Bye-bye. Went around the outside in the resin. And I said, goodbye. And then I thought I could maybe catch the 52 if we had more laps, but I wasn't worried about it. Third place is cool with me because I had the championship. And, wow, I talked really fast there. And I said, you know what? Championship's cool. Hope I answered that question. I'm pretty zen. Thanks, my good friend Bud.
Thoughts and prayers to our transcriptionist for this one. We'll go to Bob.
All right, DC, before we wrap him up, one last clip is maybe one of my favorite clips ever. Ben is a goddamn gentleman before they take Bob's question.
My wife looks really embarrassed. Are you embarrassed? We're champions. Yeah.
Are you embarrassed?
Now, if you would please rewatch that and watch for how much of a Will Ferrell in a terrible movie he has self-assurance after the noise when he sits back upright.
Yeah.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah, nailed it. Show that guy.
Oh, Ben Rhodes. That's a great one. All right, let's move on.
I gotta be honest, I am a little over pretending to have empathy for conservatives who created their own mess. I found out this week that my dad is retiring a few years early, which on its own is not a big deal. But the reason I found out is because my mom told me that Christmas is canceled, which is also fine. I didn't want to have to get them gifts either. But the reason Christmas is canceled is because they are going to be broke. And the reason he's retiring early is not because he wants to. It's because his job is going to require the vaccine. And he's refusing to do it. So you would rather be dead-ass broke than get a safe and effective vaccine. And as she's telling me this, I'm trying to be as supportive as I can and understanding as I can. But I just don't care. If something bad is happening to you because you're not getting the vaccine, that's on you. I support your choice to not get vaccinated.
No, you don't.
But get vaccinated or stop complaining.
Ah, America.
Wow. That's great. I
She's
wonder
an
what
example
she does
for
for
all
a
young
living.
ladies.
Yeah. I wonder what she does for a living.
Yeah. Constantly annoys anyone near her.
Oh, my God.
Next up, DC. This is actually good news. You're going to be pretty excited about this. This is a true story.
She's an HR.
I was just on the train, the subway, and a man comes on, breathing, coughing, not wearing a mask. Do you know what I did? I farted so hard. And can I tell you, 10 seconds later, he reaches for his mask and puts it on.
That did not happen.
Do you think her girlfriend eats her out while she's watching Jeselnik, or she just watches it by herself?
Just by herself.
Yeah. By herself.
You
no,
can't
no humor,
eat,
but good delivery.
You cannot. Yeah, you cannot eat somebody out and watch Jeselnik. It's impossible.
A mirror, DC. Think.
Just
Use your brain. That's why I do it upside down.
No, I mean, you'll be laughing so hard, you'll fuck it up.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. DC, you remember the classic. Who's on first?
Yeah.
Great bit. Even funnier when you have a miscommunication like that in real life and it's not scripted at all.
At all.
You know, I was watching an episode of You where measles came up.
Wait. When did I mention measles?
I don't know. It was on You.
Wait, what was on me? What are you talking about? Right? Is Raymond even hearing what I'm saying? I never had the measles.
Was on You.
We never did a measles and vaccine episode. Is this a joke?
I know.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was on You. It was on You.
I've never had Raymond, I've never had measles. What are you talking about? This is stupid.
It was an
This
episode
is going
of a
great.
show, Laura.
Well, what's it called?
You.
What is he talking about?
It's called You.
I've never done a show on measles. I just completely give up. We got to get
It's
on
a
it.
show
I give up.
called You on Netflix.
There's a show called Lowering on Netflix. What are you
Never
talking
mind.
about?
I'm moving on to Adele. I can't explain this to you.
What's he
The
talking
pop
about?
singer had an Oprah producer.
Oh, they nailed that bit.
Oh, man.
They crushed it.
There's so much for Fox News to talk about. There's so much. Like, it's in abundance. They should be like praising at the altar of Joe Biden for all that he has given them to talk about. They ripped, you know what? I believe now that Fox News is racist. I believe that now. Because all they talked about was Obama for 8 years. And now that Joe Biden's there, you know, they Tucker Carlson every now and then, you know.
Sure.
This bit was horrendous.
It was really bad. As it turns out, she should actually stick to dribbling. All right, let's completely change subjects if we could. No more mask mandates, no more pandemics. Let's talk about inflation, which we mentioned with the gas prices, and this supply chain crisis that's happening, DC, and how we can fix it.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Know that all of the economists that the president has been relying on suggest that there is a transitory nature to the inflation problem as we move through the pandemic, and we want to make sure that we get everybody vaccinated so that we can unclog the bottlenecks that we've been seeing.
That's why I get it. Okay, sorry, I misunderstood. If you get vaccinated, then everything gets cheaper and shows up at your house.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah, that does make. They've been telling me the whole time to get vaccinated.
Yep.
You know,
this is a new reason why. There's been new reasons all the time, and this is just another great new reason.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. That vaccine is the best thing that's ever happened.
It's really good. Speaking of Joe Biden, he is obsessed with a really weird thing.
Sniffing kids.
How many times, if you don't live in an area where you have high-speed internet you can afford, how many times you've driven your kids to the parking lot of McDonald's and sat there going off the McDonald's internet so you could hear? You saw what's happened when we've had this COVID. Try teaching from home. How many people do you see out in McDonald's parking lots with their kids in their cars because they get access to the internet to be able to help the kid in school? How many times you see people pulling up to McDonald's sitting outside during the pandemic so they could do their homework because they can get off of their line? What are we doing?
Get off of there.
3, Joe. It's always 3 people. Thank you for asking. What are you doing about that? Exactly.
I've seen a lot of people because I spend a lot of time in McDonald's parking lots.
Yo,
next up.
no lie though. I'm on the road a lot, and McDonald's parking lots are fucking amazing. You
Are they
just
good?
pull right. Oh yeah, dude. If you need internet real fast, because I got to send shit by email. I can't just do it from my phone because then I look like a jackass. Because Samsung needs to like stamp their advertising on every fucking thing I do out of Outlook on their app. They're like, this was sent via Samsung S10. Like, they don't fucking care. They don't need to know that. So then anyway, it's a whole thing.
Dip in. And you sit next to the families that Joe's talking about. So
that's right.
Next up,
I help teach their kids.
Well, here's somebody that can help teach your kids, DC. Dr. Alan Walker is a professor at Old Dominion with an important personal lesson.
I use the term minor attracted person or MAP in the title and throughout the book for multiple reasons. First of all, because I think it's important to use terminology for groups that members of that group want others to use for them. And MAP advocacy groups like Before You Act have advocated for use of the term MAP. They've advocated for it primarily because it's less stigmatizing than other terms like pedophile.
Yeah, it would be.
it would be a lot less harsh.
Minor attracted person. Great.
Well, Professor, go on.
Mambla.
A lot of people, when they hear the term pedophile, they automatically assume that it means a sex offender. And that isn't true, and it leads to a lot of misconceptions about attractions toward minors. I've definitely heard the idea that you brought up, though, that the use of the term minor attracted person suggests that it's okay to be attracted to children. But using a term that communicates who someone is attracted to doesn't indicate anything about the morality of that attraction.
It does if they're minors, though.
It certainly does.
It does. Only in that case, honestly. You could say,
love anybody else.
I am a goose attracted person, and I'd be like, hey, that's weird, but fuck
don't
the
touch
goose.
my goose. Just don't touch my goose.
Leave my goose alone.
And if you have a choice, don't touch yours either. But if you don't have a choice, I don't give a shit about your goose at all, so just don't have me over for like Christmas dinner or anything like that, because I will
I'm
not
only coming
come.
over January 3rd.
Yeah. That's right. Because I need 3 days to prepare for January 6th, because I always commemorate that day in sadness. I always like sad jerk off on the January 6th.
I always storm the Capitol with my dick in my hand. I always do that.
That's what I call jerking off, storming the Capitol. I call my dick the Capitol.
DC, my final honorary. I think this sums up a 2021 gentleman pretty well.
Okay.
Here we have a... Oh, I'm sorry. We have one more lady and then my final gentleman. I forgot about my lady.
I can already tell by the...
DC, this is a long video.
This
is a long video. The audio appears to me to be real, as far as trying to see if the words match up with the faces.
Okay.
Even if it's not real audio, it's good enough to be staged.
And for context, it says this is from the Toledo, Kansas police. So this is in Kansas, everybody.
Mm-hmm. Lady pulling up to the drive-thru window in DC, she's got a problem.
Holy shit! Let's just making McNuggets in my hand. I don't want to hear it.
It's 10:30 a.m. We don't serve chicken McNuggets at this time.
Yes, you do.
No, yes, we don't.
Why not?
Because we do.
You know what? Did you just hiss at me? Oh, more than just fucking hiss at you.
Hey, get your skinny ass out of the car. What's going on over there?
Don't you fucking run away from me, you fat meatbag.
Fat meatbag? I'll end you.
Enough. Don't make me assume my ultimate form. I will fuck you up. Wait, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna wreck you. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck. I'm gonna try to screw you. Look at the miss.
Ma'am. Whoa. Stop, ma'am.
What?
Close that shit.
Close that shit. The audio is a best attempt.
I think so.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the audio is the best attempt, but there's no way that the customer's voice is like the clearest of all of them. I would go super cyan.
What's going on? Should I get
the cyan? Don't come at me, nerds.
Now,
I don't know.
imagine being... Oh, wait. Well, first we
need to call the police. This is out of control.
Oh! Was that the milkshake? That is fake as
I want to be the guy pulling up right now to go, good morning. You guys have McNuggets?
Yeah, good morning. It's 10:30 somewhere that's pitch black. I don't know. I don't know where that place is, but
that's a good one.
No, what really happened, what she really said was, I've been waiting in this line for 10 fucking minutes, and you still don't have... Okay, that's it. I need your manager. Bitch, you're not talking to my manager? What? And then she got out and then had to Karen her shit.
We moved up here, and there's a Popeyes like 2 miles away, and I'd never lived near a Popeyes.
Yeah, me either, and I love it now.
Yeah, I'd never lived near a Popeyes. The first time we went there, the line was like 35 minutes long, and we got up to the window, or like the ordering part, and they were like, "Yeah, what can we get you?" I was like, "Yeah, I'd like to do the spicy chicken sandwich and fries." He's like, "Oh, sorry, we don't have spicy chicken or fries." It's like, oh, you guys are Popeyes. That's what you guys do. What else do you have? Do you have salad?
Yeah. Hey, okay, here's a wacky question for you, dude. Do you have chicken strips? Yeah. Okay. I want 3 chicken strips and 2 pieces of bread and some hot sauce.
And that'll be good. And
that'll be good, actually. No, dude, the first time I ever went to Popeyes, it took us a fucking hour hour
It takes a
to get
long
through that
time.
goddamn line. And it wouldn't have, except for the people that were working there. Complete fucking worthless.
I bet they were the same people.
The same people. They were cousins.
DC, my last honorary, I think sums up the 2021 gentleman. Here's a little text exchange. Incoming written text. Is that a new photo? Haha. Why have you been active and ignoring me? Hello? I can see you are active and are my only match. Ah ha 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 ha.
That's all one message.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That was you. Okay, you read that as if maybe you were reading like a string of 4 messages over the course of like months.
Nope.
That's all one paragraph.
That was all yesterday at 11:48 p.m. Then, less than an hour later. Less than an hour later.
Oh, yeah.
We have an incoming audio message, and it's my final clip. 7 seconds long, or 6 seconds long.
Here's my impression of a wolf. I quit!
Here's my impression of a wolf. Well, that's what she gets, you know. That's what she gets for being on Bumble.
I think they're married now. DC, that's it for me.
Dude, that was great. I had a few honoraries that I'm actually pretty excited about. Casey, the first one, this is something that you and I love to do. This is a music fail, but not in the way that you would think. Not in the way that you would think. I've captioned this one, spending your fucking college time doing this.
Hey, save some pussy for the rest of us.
Casey, the next everybody's favorite. That didn't work out great. Fire breathers.
The effort was there, and that's what matters.
That's right. Casey, this next video clip, I put some of my own little touch on for, context sake, so everyone watching can really know what was going on in the moment. And I wish every bicycle race went like this. Awesome. I love that.
What was the sound I just heard?
That was me. I was just recording a quick little bit. I was like, yeah.
Is that you?
That was me. Casey, this next video I've entitled So Close. Dude, they were that close. They almost burned the balloon and caught that on fire, and like everything falling down. Is so close.
Oh, that was so awesome. Close. They nailed that. They did a perfect job.
Dude, easiest track down ever of the culprit. They're like, yeah, they're going to come down eventually. They'll run out of propane to burn.
Hopefully they don't end up like that fucking Peruvian priest and we can find them at the end of this.
Not rigor mortis. Casey, this next video is every AI's point of view when I'm playing Grand Theft Auto.
No. Oh, I'm so scared.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, that was perfect.
All right, Casey. This next honorary is a Russian gentleman who's involved in what I would call a regular Russian street fight. This big guy initiates it and beats the shit out of two guys one of those guys has a trick up his sleeve, Casey, that's called a granada. Could you imagine what that means in English?
Uh-oh. It means uh-oh.
Here we go. We got big Tyson Fury pulling this guy out of the piece of shit car that was actually manufactured last year. Smacks the shit out of that guy. Uh-oh. You don't know who you're fucking with. Because he's got a grenade, Casey. Uh-oh. Everybody run. That didn't work out great for him.
Oh, man. And he went on to win a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A really good defensive end, that guy.
Yeah, he really was great.
Good for him.
Oh, man. Casey, next clip I've entitled, "This is How I Want to Go Out."
Oh, my God.
Casey, this next thing is something I like to call answering my own clickbait. Excuse me. When I came across this image with this little headline underneath it, White House press secretary reveals the reason she's stepping down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even click on it. I just imagine what the reason I think is, and then I just really think that that's it, and I move on with my life. So I think she hibernates. Or like sheds her skin. That's the reason.
Oh, that's awesome.
Underqualified. Maybe that's the reason why.
That's why
she's stepping down. Someone realized she's fucking hideous. Maybe that's why she's stepping. She and her girlfriend are attempting their 7th failed insemination. Maybe that's why. Abortion tournament. Maybe that could be why. You got an abortion tournament to go to. Or IT. Fuck, ruined it. It 3 is filming.
Oh. The press pool feels like they've known her long enough and kind of want to see other press secretaries.
Other press secretaries. I think you're right. Casey, next image. You might be able to jump in on this one with me. Another one. NASCAR driver Candace Musney's tragic cause of death revealed. Casey,
I don't know who that is.
Neither do I. So I put AIDS. Right? Or driving while female. It's kind of low-hanging fruit.
Sure. Yeah, that's an easy one.
Semen poisoning. Could have been semen poisoning. Or my favorite, bad choice in men due to daddy issues, also known as the Gabby Petito syndrome.
That one goes by many names, to be fair.
It does. Goes by all names. The many-faced God. All right, Casey. Those are my honoraries. Without further ado, I've got great news, Casey. I found him. The ultimate gentleman. He has everything.
Yes!
He has everything.
That's good news.
We've been looking for him forever. This is somebody that is universally loved, did great things, and I think it's just radiating gentlemanliness. Casey, without further ado, Christopher Columbus. Casey, you may know him. You may have heard of him. I pulled this image actually from the article that I'm going to be talking about, Vox.com. Vox.com actually put this caption for Christopher Columbus at the head of their article. Christopher Columbus, dirtbag, period.
Is this an editorial?
And the dirtbag's not even capitalized.
No, he's a lowercase dirtbag.
He's a lowercase dirtbag. Christopher Columbus. They used like the most non-flattering picture of him where he's just like staring through like, oh, I hate everything. I'll bet he wasn't really like that. I'll bet he was a really like jovial guy, you know. So I think Vox, VOX, not to be confused with Harry Vox, who would never write an article this terrible and dripping with socialism as this did.
It's cool that they got Michael Caine to pose in his stead. That's nice.
Right? Casey, What do you know about Christopher Columbus?
Well, I certainly know that back in 1492, my man sailed the ocean blue.
He did. And KC, he was looking for the new world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He was an entrepreneur of sorts. At least he definitely was a fundraiser, because he would go around monarch to monarch, as tale would have it, begging for money to go on these expeditions in the name and glory of said monarchy, right? So I believe in the name of Portugal, he sailed over to America, and he was actually Spanish, or reverse.
He was funded by somebody, yeah.
Doesn't really matter. And Portugal and Spain are the same place. Fight me on it. So Vox.com writes this article about how Christopher Columbus, after discovering part of the New World, you know, Hispaniola, he named it, but, you know, modern day Dominican Republic and Haiti, what else would that be a part of? That's a part of the new Americas. People give him shit like, you didn't find the real America, like Amerigo Vespucci. Thank you, chat, patroness. He went for Spain. So he was in Portugal, but they wouldn't fund his shit, so he had to go to Spain.
He's like, I founded the Americas. It's like, you didn't go to Wyoming. It's like, yeah. So
you didn't find all the cool stuff in Wyoming, all those Indian tribes. I'll bet you don't even know which Indian tribe they murdered to take their land. You idiot. I'll bet you don't even know that. So Christopher Columbus went over, and he did a lot of amazing things. And you know, this gentleman, non-gentleman, I said that sarcastically, Dylan Matthews, next image, Casey. Let's roast this guy. This will be easy. What comes to mind when you see this guy? Ugly. It's like ugly. If Agent Smith from The Matrix fucked Schmeagol.
It's like
and then put glasses on.
It's like if Bill Hader overdosed on semen.
Again. You're right. It does. It does look like that. This guy, Dylan Matthews, he apparently was one of like the 3 original employees at Vox.com, so he's very proud of himself. And in 2015, he wrote this article about why Christopher Columbus is a villain and a scandal. But I thought it was. We'll go through it, Casey. Okay. Let's get a little bit of background on Dylan Matthews, if you would. Next image for me.
He started his career in Map.
Yeah, he started. He started his career as a boy involved with Map, and then he just, like they do. Oh, it's weird. They all end up liking that thing too. Isn't that weird?
He rose
but
through
it's
the
genetics,
ranks, as it were.
Rose.
All right,
so
Dylan,
Dylan Matthews. Okay, look at these headers there. Those were the only 3, by the way. The only 3 you can click on. Go ahead and read those off for our listening audience.
Biden administration and coronavirus and more.
That's it.
As if there is
That's
more.
all they
than
got.
That.
That's all they got. Obviously, this has evolved since this article was written in 2015. But I'd call it a de-evolution. They are grifters at the very top. Give and newsletters, both shitty. Like, okay, you give to us, and also we're gonna send you shit so you can give us shit.
Both of those are ways to make money. It's either donate and don't get a newsletter, or click on newsletters and pay for our newsletter.
Oh, it's so terrible. So Dylan Matthews writes, I joined Vox as one of our first 3 employees in February 2014 and have been here ever since, writing about everything from furries to foreign aid. Great. Right now, I'm particularly interested in global development, anti-poverty. Anti-poverty? Is there somebody that's like pro-poverty? Like, yeah! Awesome!
You're not pro-poverty?
So stupid. Anti-poverty anti-poverty efforts in the U.S. and abroad. Yeah, hopefully more abroad. We're fine. Factory farming and animal welfare and conflicts.
I'm actually anti-poverty. You know the stuff. You know the when they
poverty.
When they think a bank's gonna get robbed, they'll hide that ink inside the bag, and then it'll explode and ruin all the money. I drop those in homeless people's guitar cases and hats. Try to ruin all the money they got that day.
Fuck you. I know most of that money was yours, you trickster.
You ruthless.
Fuck you. The last part really kills me. He's particularly interested in global development, anti-poverty efforts in the U.S. and abroad, factory farming and animal welfare, and conflicts about the right way to do philanthropy.
Oh.
Yeah. What the fuck? What a goddamn...
Everything is judgmental. It's all just judgmental.
Everything is judgmental. Now, Casey, as we get into the Christopher Columbus article, a lot of this stuff, like I said... I learned about Christopher Columbus, and I didn't really hear anything about his... Oh, go ahead, what?
I'm sorry to interrupt again. I just want to say you front-sold this well. I want to listen to Dylan talk about Christopher Columbus now. Like, I really do, because I know who Dylan is a little bit. I want to know what he thinks about Christopher Columbus. I'm excited for this.
So, number one on this list, and they got right into it, is that apparently Christopher Columbus is a rape apologist. He gave a young girl to his sailor... And this was the sailor's account of it, which Dylan Matthews is just a fucking plagiarist. That's all he does. He just takes people's work and is like, oh, so-and-so said this about Christopher Columbus being an asshole.
He didn't interview the sailor himself.
He didn't interview Columbus. I saw right through it the whole time. So he writes, this sailor that was sailing under Columbus wrote, "While I was in the boat, I captured a very beautiful woman, whom the Lord Admiral, in quotes, Columbus, gave to me." That was nice of him, right? That's a gentlemanly thing. You captured her, you can keep her.
Imagine having that power. You see a guy with a woman he's captured, and you go, "You can have her." Like, oh.
Yeah, you know what?
That's up to you.
You know what? I'm going to let you have this one. It's early in the night. It's early. I don't want to,
I'm feeling good tonight. I'm not going to lie. I'm having a good conversation over here. I'm not ready to...
But don't you fucking think for a second if I don't get through everybody and don't find somebody that I won't be right back here. I'll rip your cock right out of her and make you clean it before you send her along. But that wasn't the case.
You know
that would have been a bad thing.
Don't clean it.
Don't clean it. And why don't you come along? We're going to do a real Jerry, whatever the fuck his name was, Jr.
I know we're going west, but that London Bridge looked fun. So let's...
So this guy says, while I had taken her to my cabin, or when I had taken her to my cabin, she was naked, as was their custom. Okay, no problem. They were already naked.
Sure.
It was already their custom.
Yep.
I was filled with a desire to take my pleasure with her and attempted to satisfy my desire. She was unwilling and so treated me with her nails that I wished I had never begun. See?
Okay. Learned his lesson.
Learned his lesson.
Tie her hands.
I then took a piece of rope... I'm serious. That's the next part. I then took a piece of rope and whipped her soundly. And she let forth such incredible screams that you would not have believed your ears.
I had the wrong use for the rope. God damn it.
You did. But that's terrible. He whipped her with the rope. Oh, terrible for this poor girl. Eventually, we came to such terms, I assure you, that you would have thought she had been brought up in a school for whores.
Okay, he sold her. He turned a no into a yes.
He turned a no into a yes, and turns out he was the mark, not her. Yeah. Turns out she was used to this because, oh my God, even the indigenous people were mean to their woman. Can you believe even the indigenous people? The kindest, most gentle people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Native Americans. Native North Americans. The kindest, gentlest people that have ever lived. The most wrong ever done except for the Jews against them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
who
Indians
still are
Indians
also downtrodden,
famously...
so don't you dare say anything about the Jews. They are not doing well now. They are doing poorly.
Are you
Poorly.
sure?
As ever. So don't you dare say a fucking thing. Or about the Native Americans. Casey.
Understood. Understood. I won't say a thing.
Who
Not a
just
goddamn word.
who just stayed on their own land and never invaded anybody else. Got it?
Not once.
Not once. Never.
Not once, not never.
Not never. This is terrible that she would already know how to deal with aggressive men sexually.
What?
So, Casey, there are other stories that he digs up, all from the same fucking historian, wouldn't you know it? It's amazing that only this one historian knows all these stories about Columbus, and you'd think Columbus was kind of covered. You know, like his exploits were well documented. But this guy was the one that found everything. So he mentions that there was a time when Columbus ordered that 3 leaders from the rival tribes be brought to him so that he could execute them. Can you imagine such a thing happening? 3 leaders. Could you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I can't imagine such a thing. Not even in a time of ancient war. The fuck are you talking about? And he had ears cut off.
Ears?
Ears. A beast.
Sorry.
A beast
I had a sneezing attack during your last 12 seconds. I apologize.
It's fine. Christopher Columbus one time captured 1,500 people in Hispaniola. Did you know that he kept 600 of them as slaves for his Spanish, and he sent 500 of them back to Spain?
So he was the first guy to ever use slaves.
The first guy ever, yeah.
Wow.
And
That's crazy.
Of all those 1,500 people, he only let 400 go.
That is a low percentage.
That is a low
DC.
percentage. Casey, speaking of low percentages, did you know that the population of Hispaniola dropped from 300,000 people in the time when Columbus sailed the ocean blue to 500 people only 50 years later?
Holy shit.
Awesome.
Holy shit.
He transplanted an entire population of human beings from one to another, like a magic trick.
Look over
Pretty
here.
sweet.
Look over here. Look over here. The Native Americans are gone. Wow.
The number 4 thing that he brought up as a reason why Columbus was this horrible person, I thought was just kind of obvious, you know, for a conqueror to do in the New World. Next image. Oh, sorry. No, this was a this was a qualifier at the beginning of his article. Before he gets into any of these things, he says, rehashing all of Columbus's crimes would require a much longer article, not least because evaluating the claims of contemporary primary sources is a somewhat tricky historiographical enterprise.
And I've got furry content to write. I don't have time.
And that's much more factual than the stuff that I'm trying to get into.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, that dick was in my ass. I can write about that. I know what happened at the furry convention. Next image after this, Casey, if you would, for me, please. This was his number 4, which I thought was stupid. Columbus forced Indians to collect gold for him or else die. Yeah, no shit. There was gold there.
And he had control of these people. Go get the gold.
Go get it or you'll die. Well, I don't want to give you my gold. Well, then you die. Oh, that's easy. Okay, I give you my gold. You live. How is this a bad thing? How is
I'd
this
go
a bad
get gold tomorrow for somebody if they really needed it. I really would.
I'd keep some. But I'd give him the rest. You know?
That's right.
And then I'd pay some mercenaries to sail me the fuck out of there. and I would just go live in
DC.
Cuba until their shit got fucked up.
Columbus sails the ocean blue, captures DC, DC steals gold from him, DC sails the ocean yellow back out of the way.
Yeah. Yellow and brown. KC. 50,000 Native Americans decided that they, instead of getting captured, just were going to kill themselves. So there was a mass 50,000 people suicide.
It was actually International Men's Day.
It was COVID, actually. They all died of COVID. Don't ask any more questions.
A kindergartner came to their Native American meeting and murdered them all.
Murdered them all. With one sneeze, he took out 50,000 savages. Casey, speaking of savages, when they would run, Christopher Columbus would sick his dogs on them. Can you imagine not having the respect to chase them down himself?
Like, honest question. You got dogs.
You got them.
People. And your people are running away from you. What are you going to use to catch them? You're going to use the dogs.
Right. We've already established that the people who ran away. Yeah, we've already established that the people who just ran away are the fastest, like far and away. So we got to use something. We got to use the dogs.
Jimmy the Greek told us that months ago.
Casey, I really don't know why he was so bent out of shape, because it was like regular punishments, whips. Tongues getting cut out if you say the wrong thing. It's not that weird. Maybe that's my privilege,
Probably.
But the thing that I thought was funny was that there were whippings at alarming frequency. Like, why is it alarming? Because the whippings were happening, or because they didn't learn? Like, why is it so frequent that these whippings are happening? This is alarming.
Yeah, so like right now, we have a brand new puppy here. And if there was a newspaper article written about it, they'd be like, the dog is put in her crate at an alarming rate. It's like, no. The dog shits and pisses on the floor at an alarming rate. That's alarming. That would
the
be
dog is not learning at an alarming rate.
Yeah, the dog is continuously making terrible decisions and not correcting it at an alarming rate. That would be a way to put it.
Okay, Casey. There was another thing that I thought was actually just kind of economical. Whenever they would have savages tied by the neck, to these like planks where they just like stick their heads through these, chunks of wood, they'd get super tired and they would have to stop. Well, what are you going to do? You got to untie them. Nope. Cut their heads off. Just cut their heads off and move along.
Hey, to be fair, it's another option I hadn't thought of. So.
I wouldn't have thought of it either, but Christopher Columbus thought of it. So there you go. And now
it gets things done.
And now you can put, however many other people into that block of wood. Recycling.
It's free. It's open.
It is free. Last but not least, Casey, they said Christopher Columbus was a bad guy because he wrote and admitted to selling off 9 and 10-year-old girls, which was part of the slave trade. And like we talked about before, you can toss girls into having kids as early as 12. 13 years old. So why wouldn't the value of children slaves be at a premium at 9 and 10?
I'm 13 years old. In the caveman days, I'd be having children of my own. Sorry, I want to use that terrible Air Force One line when I had the opportunity.
And dying at 25 of my teeth. Yay! Life was great. And now 25-year-olds can't even get the COVID vaccine, Casey. Because they're on their parents' shitty religious insurance. And I thought this retraction was kind of funny, but it's actually not a retraction. It's like, we weren't serious enough. Casey, next image. Dylan Matthews adds this little update. A prior version of this article used another translation of Columbus's letter that wasn't as clear that he was speaking of 9 and 10-year-old girls A different translation was substituted for clarity. One we found after the fact. Go figure.
We realized that Jeffrey Epstein had come in and edited all the numbers down and gotten it all fucked up. So we had to go through and fix it all.
And the infiltrators, 1-6, is their fault. Don't anybody ever forget. KC.
Totally.
Columbus was a goddamn gentleman. I don't know why they're trying to take his holiday away from us, but I won't have it. I want it stepped up. I don't want just kids getting the day off. I want the day off. God damn it.
Me too. That sounds great.
That's it. Christopher Columbus.
Goddamn gentleman.
Goddamn gentleman. Always.
DZ, tell people things.
Guys, go to www.twogoddamngentlemen.com. There you can find a link to the Discord. You can find a link to our YouTube videos because you can just watch them right there on the website. As soon as the website's not available, I guess you just go to YouTube or Amazon.com because they're going to be around forever. And our site with all the episodes will be there. Tell your friends about them. Share them publicly on their Facebook pages. And make sure that you're sending it to start at exactly the most offensive part of the episode. Casey?
That's the perfect way to put it. DC. A couple gentlemen tonight, I would think. I think they're going to get upvoted. But there's no doubt that, forever the search for the ultimate gentleman, it continues.
That's it. Thank you all for coming today.
Something just happened very bad is what happened, guys.
Leave y'all with that piece of knowledge. Let y'all contemplate.
Wolves aren't gay, USA.
That's what you get for talking all that shit, you fucking asshole.
So there you go. Isn't that a great story, ladies and gentlemen?
Andre is shocked.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Meeting adjourned.
Bye.